everyone, and welcome to yesterday's General Hospital recap for the 27th. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps. Thanks for being patient with me. I was in the hospital again today, so I'm hopefully gonna be better soon. But let's get right to it. So at the floating rib, Hayden and Curtis are having a late dinner, and she's in a really bad place. Everything's going wrong, but she deserves it totally, so I don't feel bad. And she still walks away with $5 million from the prenup, and Curtis thinks she should be happy with it and take it and run. So he tells her to stop being greedy, and she keeps talking about paying the victims back, and she has to leave. She has an appointment. Who could it possibly be with? So at the hospital, Epiphany is mad that there's a discrepancy with the pill inventory, and Dr. Finn visits Tracy, who is leaving in the morning, and Tracy is going to the emergency hospital meeting to make sure they do right by him. Hayden comes to see Tracy. That's her appointment, and Tracy wants to officially fire her and to see her face while she's doing it. And Hayden says that she would have been good at running ALQ, and Tracy does not pity her at all, and neither do I, to be quite honest with you. So Epiphany approaches Dr. Finn. She has to ask him something. Is it about the pill discrepancy? No, she asks him if he can sing or dance or do anything like that, because the nurses' ball is coming up, and she wants him to participate, and he's like, no, getting all Amy Winehouse up in here. So as Hayden's leaving, she runs into Dr. Finn, quite literally, and she's like, sorry, and he's like, are you sorry for all the lives your family or your father ruined? And I'm like, ooh, really jumping in the deep end here, aren't we? So he's not speaking for the victims, he's speaking for himself, and apparently a medical foundation he was a part of or something was bled dry, and someone because of her father and someone he cared about died, and she says she had no idea what her father was doing, and he's like, he thinks she looked the other way. Did she? I don't know. Sometimes she seems like actually upset when people make that accusation, and sometimes she doesn't, so who knows. In the parking garage, weird place, right? Dylan and Kiki are there with his car, and he has no air in the tire, and he asks how she's holding up, and she's good. They talk about what brought him back to Port Charles, and then Georgie gets brought up. So they talk about depression, and she thinks she should be happy she's alive, but she just can't get there. And he tells her to give herself a break. You know, sometimes your spirit needs to catch up to your body when you're healing. At the Freeman Clinic, Christina is visiting Morgan, and she makes a friend on the way, and she made Morgan a playlist with happy, upbeat music. So she tells him about Parker, and he's not shocked, and he's more concerned with her getting suspended than her, hitting on a woman professor. So then he high-fives her for being another screw-up in the family. I feel like this is kind of what Christina needed, right? So Morgan doesn't think Sunny will have an issue with Christina being gay if she is, and he thanks her for acting like herself and not acting like he's gonna break like everyone else has. At Julexis's house, a drama, Julian calls someone and wants the witness taken care of, and Alexis overhears. So he says he was calling in a favor, people to keep an eye on her. She says he's not supposed to have that kind of people in his life anymore, and she asks him point blank, did he do it? Has he done anything to compromise himself for this case? And he says no, and he says he hired a security company, and she's like, I'm still not happy about that. I don't know if she totally believes him. So she tells him that she had the witness statement report sent to her, and she printed it out. And they talk about the witness in less and less vagueness, and she mentions something about him not maybe being credible, and then she's like, forget I said anything. And I'm like, this is how it works. So she's so happy and loves their life together, and I'm like, it's got gone crashing down. And when she goes upstairs to check on Leo, he takes the statement out of her bag and reads it, because that's what we do when we're in a trusting relationship, right? So on J. Sam's adventure, they wind up in a barn because it has rained, and you can't be on a motorcycle in the rain. So someone's looking at them through the window, and Sam, she talks about this weird feeling she has. They talk about Franco, and she doesn't want him to go Jason into anything that would get him taken away from her, and then they kind of cuddle up on the barn floor, and they have blankets and everything. So do with that what you will. And end scene already. So the tire on Dylan's car is changed, and they're gonna go get ice cream. Morgan's texting Kiki, and Kiki kind of hanging out with Dylan. So Julian puts the paper back and calls his guy and gives him the witness's address and name. Great, right? So Tracy asked Dr. Finn about his conversation with Rachel/Hayden, and she's curious about who was hurt by her father, and he says, the best doctor I ever knew. Thanks, that answers the question. Hayden returns to the bar, tells Curtis what happened with Tracy and Dr. Finn. He tells her she hit rock bottom and things can't get worse. And then two guys in suits come in. It's the FBI, and they want to talk to her, so he talked too soon. And Sam really wants assurance that Jason won't let Franco get to him, and someone, again, is creeping on them through the window, so I would take care of that. Thank you so much for watching. I know I'm doing today's right now. You can start voting for Character of the Week if you think you have that all figured out. And I will see you tomorrow for more General Hospital. A little bit later, probably around 8 o'clock. All right. Thank you. Bye.